today I would like to share my plans for the garden. It is getting to the point where summer is kind of like on the horizon, and I am definitely late for spring seeds and everything like that, but it's something that I really love to do and that brings me a lot of joy. So I wanted to share with you the things that I plan on doing in my garden this year. Back in 2020, I wanted to start a flower garden, and I had all the time in the world to learn about it. I've had a lot of successes and I've had a lot of failures, but I just wanted to share with you what my plans were this spring and summer and even into fall. And hopefully I can kind of show you the process of how I start my flowers from seed and all of the good and bad things that come along the way. Yeah, let's talk about my garden plans this year. Just get a little sip of this. So the book that I wanted to share, where I get all of my information from, and I always refer back to this book every spring before I start my seeds, is this book. This is called The Cut Flower Garden, and it's written by Erin Benzaken. If you haven't seen, she has a show on the Magnolia Network following her entire journey of being a flower farmer. Now, I have 2 raised beds in my backyard. We made those the year that I started my cut garden, so probably about 2020 or 2021, and they're decently small. I don't have a really big backyard, so we made them next to each other, and that's where I pretty much practice planting my flowers and seeing if they will actually bloom and are successful in my garden. My plan this year is to install a few more, which is actually my next point, why I usually write it in some sort of garden journal. This journal I just picked up from Barnes & Noble, and this is where I document all of the plants and the herbs that I try for the spring and summer. And that's just because it takes me such a long time to figure out which seeds I want. By the time I actually put them in my cart and figure out where I want to source them from, I always end up doing it so late. To me, it's better late than never. If the plants work, great. If they don't, that's fine too. To me, this is just a hobby and I just enjoy it. So this year I actually sourced a lot of my seeds from a site called Plant Gem. I really like this site. It's very simple, the website. They go really into detail with every kind of seed and how to plant and sow the seed, how to harvest the seed. They give you pictures that are really pretty. Everything came in really nice small bags or containers. Okay, so the first 2 annuals that I'm going to talk about are poppies. So the first one I ordered was Thai Silk Pink Champagne Poppy, and I'll pop the image of that on the screen. It's a beautiful flower. I got the Champagne Bubbles version. It literally says Thai Silk Pink Champagne California Poppy. There's 100 seeds in here, which I think is plenty generous. It's a hardy annual, so obviously it's going to just be here for the season, and then as the weather gets colder, it dies. They are cut and come again flowers, so if you've never heard of that expression before, the more that you cut and actually use the flower, the more that they grow. By the summertime, hopefully I should be seeing a good amount of poppies in my garden. Just because you get 100 seeds doesn't mean you're gonna get 100 poppy plants. I learned that the hard way. So usually you put like 2 or 3 in each cell of a plant cell, and then it's kind of like whatever shows up, shows up. This is a very, very, like, to me, beginner-friendly type of plant because there's not much maintenance. You can literally just take the seed, plant it in the soil, and hopefully you'll see it naturally grow. The other type of poppy that I decided to go with was a mother of pearl Shirley poppy. This one's a little bit different. It is a hardy annual. These ones actually don't like to be transplanted, so this one you can directly sow into the garden as well. It looks like these 2 are going to be pretty easy, and you can kind of hear a little ASMR. So those are the 2 poppies that I'll be planting. The Scabiosa, or the pin cushion. This is also cut and come again. It's a very delicate flower that almost looks like little buttons. They come in all different kinds of colors, but this color that I'm specifically getting is actually like a buttery, creamy, like peachy color. It's gonna take about 90 to 100 days for that one to mature. So another annual that I'm planting is a Cosmos. This one is called the Apricot Lemonade Cosmos, and it comes in a bunch of different colors as well. This one is Apricot Lemonade. So this one is, ooh, these seeds remind me of little like string beans. Super tiny, super thin. I reference this book a lot, but according to the book, it is one of the most productive plants that you could plant in your garden. They are a cut and come again flower, like I said, so the more you cut them, the more they produce. I am going to be putting these in cells, and then from there I will be putting them outside once I have the little seedlings. The next flower I wanted to show you is the sweet pea. The sweet pea is a climbing flower, and it produces really tall and fluffy blooms that are all different colors. The kind that I got was Sweet Pea Piggy Sue. And they're actually really pretty. They're kind of like a white with this pink outline. It's like a faded blush on the outside. I'm just gonna stick to one type of sweet pea this year and really enjoy them. Another plant, another flower that I plan on trying this year is the Love in a Mist, or maybe you know it as Nigella. It's the Delft Blue Nigella. Basically, they are a sort of blue, very lacy, star-shaped flower, and they come in a bunch of different colors as well. The Delft Blue is a really pretty purpley blue, almost like a denim blue. They seem to be pretty easy to grow, so I'm excited about those. Now on to my favorite flower, that would be the ranunculus. These are also from Plant Gem, and they came in this really cute little bag. This is the Elegance Salmon, and they come with 15 corms. Now, if you've ever planted ranunculus before, you know they come with, they're not like seeds. Basically, they're this little corm, that's how they call it, C-O-R-M. They're like this spiky little thing. Ranunculus are very beautiful flowers. They have tall stems. They're very ruffly. They actually resemble a rose, so I'm excited for that. I also got a different type of ranunculus. So those were the salmon colored ones, but I also got 10 corms of the Persian buttercups. I also ordered anemones. Anemones are also another favorite of mine. They are these white kind of tissue paper like flowers with a black center. They look just like that. That is it for any kind of plant or flower that has corms. One other one that I wanted to mention was zinnias. Last year, I actually bought a ton of seeds from Floret. I ordered the zinnias called Precious Metals and Dawn Creek Peach. They're one of the easiest cut flowers to grow. It's a great beginner flower. So I'm definitely going to be trying to get as many of those seeds from last year into my garden this year. I think we're close to the end of this little flower haul. The last one that I wanted to show you was the dahlias. This is also a crowd favorite. I got 2 different types of dahlia tubers this year, Cafe au Lait and Lark's Ebb. I've done the Cafe au Lait before. Cafe au Lait is my favorite type of dahlia. It's called a dinner plate dahlia because it is literally as big as a dinner plate. It is huge. I'll show you some of the dahlias, the Cafe au Lait dahlias that I planted in my garden in the past, and they are stunning. They're like a late summer flower. So like this page pretty much shows you a few of the many types of dahlias. Cafe au Lait is almost very like spiky in a sense, and this one's very round and just like very tubed. I thought that was really pretty. I've never tried something like that, so I'm gonna try that kind of flower this year, this dahlia. There's always going to be more. I know I'm going to do Bells of Ireland. Bells of Ireland is also on my list. Those are great for any kind of like bouquets that I use. I also am going to try to plant Queen Anne's lace. I've never done that before. I like to plant chamomile in my garden. I mean, honestly, it can go on and on. I try as much as I can, and it's kind of lucky, like whatever works, works. I have a lot of fun with it. Hopefully I can kind of show you the progress of what my garden looks like, what worked for me, what didn't work for me. I'm gonna be taking notes all season long. I'd love to show you, you know, what my garden looks like throughout the whole process. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you get a chance to see how my garden looks in a few months, and I can show you even some of the bouquets that I make with the flowers that come out from my cut garden. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.